Hi everyone, so for today's video we're doing a book haul. This is really exciting because these are a lot of books that I've been meaning to read. If you don't know, my resolution for 2022, one of them is to read 12 books. So one thing I got that is actually not a book that I wanted to include in this little haul is actually a little reading light. So I thought this would be perfect. I usually always read in my bed, and in my bed there's not really any light close to it. I usually have been using like my flashlight on my phone. I feel like this is something you can also take along with you, like if you're going on an airplane, if you're going to travel or anything, or even in a car ride. If you're going on a road trip and it's dark, you can take your little light, and actually all you have to do is just attach it to your book, which like it just goes right here, and you just put it in there, slip it on, and then you just turn it on. And you can also move this. I found it really helpful. It has like a lighter light and also a dimmer more light. I will link this down below, as well as everything that I mentioned in this video. This is the box we have right now. The first one is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I believe it's how you say it. This is by Jenkins Reed. I feel like if you have been looking into books, or just in general just been kind of interested, or you're really interested into books, you probably haven't missed this book because I feel like it's everywhere. People are so hyped up about it, and I'm just like so excited to finally have my hands on it. I really have been wanting to buy it. It says in the background, just to give a little bit of a summary, exclusive Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life, but when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant to write her story, no one is more astounded than Monique herself. That's kind of like the first paragraph that they have on here, and they also talk about how determined to use this opportunity to jumpstart her career, Monique listens in fascination, from making her way to Los Angeles in the 1950s to leaving show business in the 80s, and of course the seven husbands along the way. Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendship, and a great forbidden love. But as Evelyn's story nears its conclusion, it becomes clear that her life intersects with Monique's own in tragic and irreversible ways. I have already read one or two of her books. I think one, which I was completely obsessed with it. I think I talked about it in one of my vlogs. I would love to know if you have read this book and if you liked it. They do mention here that she's the author of the New York Times bestseller Daisy Jones and the Six, which I'm also definitely looking forward to reading one day. The second book is also by Jenkins Reed, and it's called Malibu Rising. I mean, this cover is just beautiful. This is more of like a summer book, and since we're kind of already in spring and we're going to summer, I thought this would be a perfect read. There was only hardcover available, so I just got it. Usually I go for just paperback, but it is hardcover. I love the color, like the yellow and the blue right there. Again, they mentioned Daisy Jones and the Six right here. I'm so excited to read that book eventually. It says Malibu, August 1983. It's the day of Nina Riva's annual end of summer party, and the anticipation is at a fever pitch. Everyone wants to be around the famous Rivas. Nina, the talented surfer, and supermodel brothers Jay and Hud, one a championship surfer, the other a renowned photographer, and their adored baby sister Kit. Together, the siblings are a source of fascination in Malibu and the world over, especially as the offspring of the legendary singer Mick Riva. Just the whole like cover, and also the whole summer vibes and everything just really drew me to it, so I'm really excited to read this one as well. Next up is the Colleen Hoover book. This one is called Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. I know it's not one of her like most famous ones. I actually haven't seen this book a ton, but I did realize when I went onto her Amazon page how many books she has written. She has written so many, and I know that the primary ones are like It Ends With Us and all those books, but there is a lot of books that she has written, and I am actually pretty interested in reading the rest of her books, not just kind of like the very known ones. It says in the back, Bea comes from a life of poverty and neglect, Samson from a family of wealth. When the two find themselves spending the summer as neighbors, they soon realize money is one of the few things they don't have in common. Their bond is too intense to ignore, but with only the summer separating them from the start of their new lives. On opposite ends of the country, Bea and Samson decide to stay in the shallow end of a summer fling. What they don't realize is that a rip current is coming, and it's about to drag both of their hearts out to sea. I feel like my heart might get broken with this, which is okay. It Ends With Us, if you haven't read it, is actually like, it's heartbreaking. So this one I'm really excited to read. So this one I was kind of holding back because I wasn't sure if I really wanted to read this one. This is called Verity, I think, because this kind of gives me a little bit more dark vibes, and I don't think I'm very into that. But it's a very famous book, and I read the story and it does seem pretty interesting, so I thought, why not give it a shot? It has really incredible ratings, so I was like, okay, I probably should just give it a shot. And it's also one of Colleen Hoover's books, and I really have been a fan of her. And it says, just to give you a little bit of context, Lowen Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity, you guys know what I mean. Crawford has hired Lowen to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. Lowen arrives at the Crawford home ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get her started. What Lowen doesn't expect to cover is the chaotic office is an unfinished autobiography Verity never intended for anyone to read, page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night her family was forever altered. So it seems pretty interesting, a little bit of a mystery, but I am excited to read this one as well. So here's another Colleen Hoover book. This is Reminders of Him, another one. So I feel like I have all Colleen Hoover and Taylor Jenkins Reid except one book, but this cover is beautiful. I've heard such amazing things as well from this book. Again, one that is just everywhere. I feel like whenever I look for book recommendations, this is like one of the top. A young mother fights to earn a place in her child's life, but is there room for her? So this is what kind of like the general idea is. So it does say, after serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna Rowan returns to the town where it all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter, but the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. So I thought this would be a really interesting book, honestly, aside from obviously everybody talking about it. I'm really excited. I don't know what order to read this in, because I'm just like, I want to read all of them. So I am so excited. For some reason, I've just found so much interest in fiction books at the moment. Like, that has just been my focus. I love self-help books, and I really want to, like, I have a couple self-help books to still finish, but it's just like fiction is just drawing me in. Like, I don't know, I could just read fiction all day every day, and I'm just loving it. So this is another one that I'll be reading. The last book that I have for this haul is one that I've been wanting to get for such a long time. So this is Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. It says inside, this is how you find yourself. There is a voice of longing inside each of us. We strive to be good partners, daughters, mothers, employees, and friends. We hope all this striving will make us feel alive. Instead, it leaves us feeling weary, stuck, overwhelmed, and underwhelmed. We look at our lives and wonder, wasn't it all supposed to be more beautiful than this? We quickly silence that question, telling ourselves to be grateful, hiding our discontent even from ourselves. I'm so excited to read this book. I also think the cover and all the colors are just beautiful. I mean, like, it's so beautiful. These are all the books that I purchased. I'm so excited. I will link every single one down below, as well as this light. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and thumbs up this video if you haven't as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.